What's the most hurtful thing your parents ever said to you? When I was 14, my parents were fighting about money again. Dad had been out of work for 3 months and mom was working double shifts at the diner just to keep the lights on. I could hear them arguing in the kitchen every night after dinner, voices getting louder and angrier. That Tuesday night was different though. I was doing homework at the kitchen table when they started going at it again. Mom was crying about the electric bill and Dad was yelling about how he was trying his best to find work. The whole house felt like it was gonna explode. I wanted to help so bad. I looked up from my math homework and said, "Hey, I could start babysitting the Wilson kids after school." Mrs. Wilson said she'd pay me $12 an hour. I thought I was being helpful. I thought maybe if I could bring in some money, they'd stop fighting. Dad turned around and looked at me like I'd just slapped him. His face was red, and I could see this vein popping out on his forehead that only showed up when he was really mad. "If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be broke in the first place," he said. His voice was quiet at first, but then it got louder. "You weren't even supposed to happen, Mia. You were a mistake that ruined our lives." The words hit me like a truck. I just sat there staring at him, my pencil still in my hand. Mom gasped and put her hand over her mouth, but she didn't say anything. She just stood there looking at the floor. That silence hurt almost as much as what he said. I ran to my room and locked the door. I could hear Mom and Dad still arguing, but now their voices were quieter, like they were whispering. I cried until my eyes were so puffy I couldn't see straight. Then I got mad, really mad. I started writing everything down in this old notebook I had. Every fight they had, every mean thing Dad said to me, every time Mom just stood there and let it happen. I wanted proof that I wasn't making this stuff up, that I wasn't crazy for feeling like my heart was broken into a million pieces. Dad acted like nothing happened the next morning. He made me toast and asked about my science project like he always did, but I couldn't look at him. I couldn't even sit in the same room without hearing those words over and over. "You were a mistake." My grades started going to hell after that. I'd sit in class trying to focus on algebra or history, but all I could think about was how my own dad wished I was never born. My English teacher pulled me aside and asked if everything was okay at home. But what was I supposed to say? That my dad thinks I ruined his life? I stopped eating dinner with them. I'd grab something from the kitchen and eat in my room, claiming I had too much homework. Really, I just couldn't stand being around him. Even when he tried to be nice, all I could see was that angry face telling me I was a mistake. Things got worse when I found out they were talking about sending me to live with my aunt in Phoenix. I heard them whispering about it one night when they thought I was asleep. Mom was saying maybe it would be better for everyone, and Dad was agreeing, like I was some problem they needed to get rid of. But then, something changed everything. I was helping Mom clean out the closet in her bedroom when I found this old shoebox full of letters. Most of them were just bills and stuff, but there was one that was different. It was in Mom's handwriting, but the envelope was never mailed. The letter was dated about 15 years ago, right around when Mom would have been pregnant with me. It started with "Dear Mom and Dad," like she was writing to my grandparents, but then I read the rest of it. "I know this wasn't planned and I know money's going to be tight, but I already love this baby more than I can explain. I can't wait to meet them and show them how much they mean to me." I read that letter like 10 times, sitting on Mom's bedroom floor with tears streaming down my face. She had wanted me. She had loved me before I was even born. Maybe she couldn't defend me that night, but she had once fought for me to exist. That's when I decided I wasn't gonna let Dad's anger define who I was. I started tutoring kids at school, first just helping with homework during study hall, then getting paid for it. I made $43 my first week, and I felt proud for the first time in months. When Dad finally tried to apologize to me about 6 months later, I wasn't ready to forgive him. Not completely, but I looked him in the eye and said, "I'm not a mistake. I never was. You're just too angry to see it." He started crying then, which I'd never seen him do before. Turns out losing his job had messed him up way more than I knew.